You can't fake energy. You can fake smiles. You can fake words. You can even fake support. But energy always tells the truth. The people around you might say they're happy for you, but pay attention to the shift in their tone, their eyes, their silence when you start winning. Energy is the language of the soul, and once you learn to read it, you can never be fooled again. And words are cheap. Anyone can say, I believe in you, but how they behave when you're rising will show what's real. When someone's energy feels heavy when your gut warns you, that's not paranoia, that's your instinct protecting you from poison dressed as friendship. Watch what people do when you're not struggling anymore. That's where truth hides. When you were down, they had time for you, they comforted you, they sympathized because you were safe, non-threatening. But when you start growing, when your confidence starts intimidating your comfort zone, suddenly the warmth fades, their jokes become sharper, their compliments turn backhanded, and their presence becomes colder. Don't ignore that shift. Energy doesn't lie. It doesn't change because of rumors or mistakes. It changes because your success reminds them of their stagnation. The most dangerous people in your life aren't the ones who hate you openly. It's the ones who clap with you in public and criticize you in private. They study you, copy you, compete with you, all while pretending they're proud of you. Their words say, I'm happy for you, but their actions whisper jealousy. They'll minimize your achievements, change the topic when you speak about your goals, or make you feel guilty for focusing on yourself. Remember this truth, a friend who truly supports you will never make you feel bad for being disciplined. They'll never treat your progress like a threat. You have to start trusting energy more than explanations, because people can manipulate explanations. They can twist stories, justify betrayals, and hide behind excuses, but energy, it's raw. It can't be disguised. It's why you feel drained after certain conversations, why your mood shifts after seeing specific people, why your peace disappears around some faces. That's your body's alarm system screaming, they're not safe. You don't need proof to distance yourself from what doesn't feel right. Protecting your peace doesn't require permission. The truth is, success exposes what words hide. When you start becoming who you were meant to be, the masks around you start to crack. Stop begging people to match your energy. Watch how they move when you're not around. Observe what they celebrate and who they stand beside when your name is mentioned. Energy never lies. Actions never lie. If someone's presence costs you your peace, that's not love. That's disguised envy. Learn to listen beyond words, because once you master reading energy, no demon can ever hide behind a friendly face again. Jealousy is one of the quietest poisons in human relationships. It doesn't always come with insults or arguments. Sometimes it hides behind fake smiles, polite words, and delayed responses. You'll notice it when the people who once cheered for your smallest wins suddenly fall silent when your victories grow louder. The ones who used to encourage your dreams now pretend not to notice your success. They won't congratulate you, not because they didn't see your progress, but because your growth reminds them of what they're not doing. That silence is not forgetfulness, it's resentment wearing a mask. The absence of applause reveals more than 1,000 compliments ever could. You'll feel it most from those closest to you. Friends, family, even mentors, people who once said they wanted to see you win. But the truth is, most only want to see you doing well, just not better than them. They loved the version of you that needed help, that asked for advice, that played small. But when you stop seeking approval and start building your own path, the energy shifts. Suddenly, your confidence offends them. Your discipline exposes their excuses. They don't hate you for your success. They hate the reflection it forces them to face. A mirror showing them what they could have been if they didn't give up. That's why they grow silent. Silence becomes their shield, because acknowledging your victory means confronting their own lack of effort. And then they'll disguise their jealousy as concern. They'll say things like, don't work too hard, or you've changed. But what they really mean is, you're no longer easy to control. They can't handle your independence, your clarity, your evolution. So instead of celebrating your rise, they downplay it. They might even pretend they're protecting you, giving advice that sounds caring but is meant to limit you. Maybe you should slow down. They'll say, don't get your hopes up. Those aren't words of love. Those are words of fear. Fear that you'll keep going higher, farther, and faster than they ever dared to go. Fear that they'll lose their place in your story once you outgrow the cage they built for you. Understand this: true supporters celebrate your wins, even when they're struggling. They don't disappear when you level up. They don't get quiet when your light shines brighter. They use your growth as inspiration, not intimidation. When people who claim to love you stop showing excitement for your achievements, that's your wake-up call. Jealousy isn't always loud. It often speaks through silence. It hides in missed calls, ignored messages, and fake smiles. And the worst part, sometimes you'll still try to justify it. You'll tell yourself they're just busy. But deep down, energy doesn't lie. Silence is never neutral. It's communication without words. You can't force people to clap for you. You can't beg loyalty or demand joy from hearts that are bitter. The best thing you can do is recognize the shift, respect the distance, and move accordingly. Stop expecting people with small visions to understand your big moves. Jealousy will always expose itself when your success becomes undeniable. So when support turns to silence, don't take it personally. Take it as confirmation that you're on the right path. Their silence isn't your loss, it's your proof. Proof that your growth is shaking the demons that can't stand to see you rise. Keep shining anyway. Keep moving anyway. Because the loudest revenge against jealousy is consistency, and silence can never drown a soul that refuses to stop winning. There's a special kind of manipulation that doesn't use threats, anger, or violence. It uses guilt. It's the weapon of emotional controllers, people who know they can't stop your progress directly, so they infect your mind with doubt. They make you question whether chasing your dreams makes you selfish. They twist your desire to improve into a burden. They'll say, "You don't have time for us anymore," or "You've changed." And at first, you'll feel bad. You'll start shrinking yourself to make them comfortable again. But that's how they win, not by fighting your growth, but by convincing you to stop growing on your own. Guilt becomes their leash, and you start walking yourself back into their control without realizing it. Emotional manipulators are masters of rewriting reality. They take your strength and turn it into something ugly. If you say no to protect your peace, they'll call you heartless. If you focus on your work, they'll say you become distant. If you set boundaries, they'll act like you're attacking them. Their goal is not to understand you, it's to keep you trapped in the role that benefits them. They feed off your empathy because they know good-hearted people hate disappointing others. They use that goodness against you. They drain your energy by making you responsible for their emotions. And before you realize it, you're apologizing for living your life. You start dimming your light just so they don't feel overshadowed. That's how demons operate, not through rage, but through quiet control disguised as love. The moment you start to break free, guilt becomes their final weapon. They'll remind you of everything they've done for you, as if love was a transaction. "After everything I've done, this is how you treat me," they'll say. But true love never keeps score. Real care doesn't demand emotional debt. If someone uses your gratitude to chain you down, that's not love, that's control. They want you to stay dependent, obedient, and predictable. Because the moment you stand on your own, you stop feeding their ego. They'll make you feel like choosing yourself is betrayal, when in reality, it's liberation. The guilt you feel is not a sign that you're wrong. It's proof that you're finally breaking free from emotional manipulation. You must learn to recognize this pattern before it consumes your spirit. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions. Do you feel inspired, or do you feel supported or suffocated? Love should never leave you drained. Respect should never come with conditions. The people who truly care about you will never make you feel guilty for chasing peace, purpose, or progress. They'll push you forward even when it means they see less of you. But those who depend on controlling your emotions will always disguise manipulation as concern. They'll cry, they'll play the victim, and they'll twist your words until you doubt your own reality. That's not care. That's corrosion. And if you don't step back, they'll drain the fire out of you, one guilt trip at a time. Understand this truth deeply. Your emotional energy is sacred. Not everyone deserves access to it. Guilt loses its power the moment you stop explaining yourself to those who never intended to understand you. You owe no one an apology for protecting your peace, chasing your potential, or saying no to what feels wrong. Manipulators thrive in your confusion, so get clear. They thrive in your fear, so get fearless. And they thrive in your guilt, so let go of it. Once you do, you'll realize that you were never hard to love. They were just too addicted to control. Don't let anyone use guilt to dim your greatness. You weren't born to carry other people's insecurities. You were born to rise, and no emotional weapon can stop a soul that has learned to love itself without permission. The most dangerous attacks in life don't come from enemies. They come from the people who pretend to care. The ones who smile at you in person but secretly hope you fall behind. These are the saboteurs in disguise. People who operate through small, quiet, calculated moves that chip away at your confidence over time. They won't confront you openly because confrontation reveals character. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt, whisper negativity, and wrap their envy in concern. "Are you sure you can handle that?" they'll ask. "Maybe you're taking on too much." It sounds like advice, but it's not. It's sabotage, subtle, disguised, and strategic. Because they know one thing: if they can make you question yourself, they don't have to fight you. You'll destroy yourself for them. These are the ones who act supportive in public, but behind closed doors, they question your every decision. They'll tell others that you're lucky, not disciplined. That your success came from connections, not consistency. They rewrite your story because they can't face their own inaction, and they always operate under the mask of friendship. You won't see the knife until it's already twisted. Their compliments come with undertones of comparison. You're doing great, but don't get too ahead of yourself. They'll laugh when you fail, not with joy, but relief. Relief that you've proven you're human again, that you're no longer a reminder of their wasted potential. These people don't hate you. They hate what you represent, proof that excuses are lies. The worst part is how normal they make it look. You'll start doubting your instincts. You'll tell yourself they mean well, even when your gut screams otherwise. That's how sabotage survives, through your kindness. Because you believe in loyalty, you value connection, you think everyone's hard works like yours, but not everyone wants to see you rise. Some only stay close to keep track of your growth, to measure their failures against your wins. They'll give you bad advice intentionally, tell you to wait, slow down, or not take the risk, while secretly hoping you listen. Because if you do, they win. If you stop, they feel validated. Sabotage doesn't always come in the form of betrayal. Sometimes it comes as subtle discouragement disguised as wisdom. You must learn to separate sincerity from strategy. Real friends correct you with love, not pride. They don't feed your fears, they fuel your fire. They want you to win, even if it means they're left behind. But the fakes, they want you to stay just close enough to make them feel superior, but never far enough to surpass them. They'll downplay your goals, mock your dreams, and use humor to mask their envy. I'm just joking, they'll say, but pay attention. Jokes often reveal the truth people are too weak to say directly. Every laugh that cuts deep is a small knife thrown at your ambition. Don't ignore it. Those little things add up, and before you know it, you'll start shrinking to fit their comfort zone. That's how dreams die, not in one big moment, but through 1,000 subtle cuts from familiar hands. The moment you recognize the pattern, pull back, protect your circle like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your circle determines your ceiling. Stop letting fake supporters sit at tables where only loyalty belongs. Distance isn't disrespect, it's survival. Not everyone who smiles with you is for you. Some only stand beside you to study your next move. So move in silence. Let results be your response. Keep your plans private, your energy sacred, and your focus unshakable. Because when they can't predict you, they can't play you. The smiles will fade, the masks will fall, and their own jealousy will expose them in time. Remember this. Betrayal never starts with strangers. It begins with the ones who called you family. So trust your intuition, not their expressions. Behind every fake smile lies a truth you were meant to see, a warning, not a wound. Protecting your energy isn't cruelty, it's clarity. It's the point in your journey where you stop apologizing for putting yourself first. Because the truth is, not everyone deserves access to your time, your focus, or your heart. The moment you start growing, you'll realize your peace is expensive, and not everyone is willing to pay the price to respect it. You've spent years giving pieces of yourself to people who only took and never refilled. You've drained yourself trying to prove loyalty to those who never valued it. Protecting your energy is not about cutting people off out of ego. It's about saving yourself from emotional bankruptcy. It's about realizing that peace is a currency and not everyone can afford to hold it. There comes a time when you must accept that walking away doesn't make you heartless. It makes you disciplined, because distance isn't about dislike, it's about direction. You can love people deeply and still choose not to let them distract you. You can care for them, but still recognize that their energy doesn't align with your mission. Too many people mistake proximity for connection. Just because someone has history with you doesn't mean they deserve a future with you. Growth demands isolation sometimes. It demands you close certain doors quietly, not because of hate, but because peace lives on the other side. The world will call you cold for doing it, but remember, it's better to be misunderstood while at peace than loved by those who drain your soul. You must learn to recognize the difference between love and attachment. Love nurtures your energy. Attachment consumes it. Some people don't want to see you happy. They want to see you available. They don't care if you're exhausted, as long as they can still reach you whenever they want. Protecting your energy means setting boundaries so strong that only real ones can enter. It means saying no without guilt, walking away without explanation, and resting without apology. It means choosing peace even if it disappoints others. You owe yourself the same protection you've been giving everyone else. Because if you keep pouring from an empty cup, eventually your spirit runs dry and no one's going to refill it for you. When you start protecting your energy, people will call you selfish. Let them. They called you soft when you cared, weak when you gave too much, and distant when you finally stopped bleeding for their comfort. You can't win in the eyes of those who benefit from your lack of boundaries. So stop trying. Let your silence speak for you. You don't need to announce who you're walking away from. Just walk. The ones meant for you will feel your peace and move accordingly. The rest will expose themselves through the reaction to your distance. That's how you separate love from dependency, loyalty from manipulation. Distance reveals truth faster than confrontation ever could. Your energy is your kingdom. Guard it like a throne. Not everyone who enters deserves a seat. Some only come to study your light, to steal your focus, to drain your fire. Protect it like your life depends on it, because your destiny does. Don't let guilt trick you into reopening doors that peace already closed. Distance doesn't mean hatred, it means healing. It's choosing to preserve your strength for battles that matter, for goals that elevate you, for dreams that define you. Protect your energy, because once you lose it to the wrong people, you lose yourself. And the moment you reclaim it, you'll realize peace was never found in pleasing others. It was found in honoring your worth, guarding your soul, and walking away from everything that didn't deserve your light.